Hey Chooms, today I'm going to be doing something a bit different from my average video essays and analysis content. We are going to be looking at Easter eggs found within Cyberpunk 2077. There's a catch though. We aren't going to be taking a look at any average Easter egg or reference like many of the other Cyberpunk 2077 videos on YouTube. What we will actually be looking at are references and Easter eggs connected directly to the sourcebooks of the Cyberpunk Table Top RPGs that you might have missed. For those of us who don't know, Cyberpunk 2077 is a sequel to the Table Top series created by Mike Pondsmith and R Talsorian Games. Utilizing the sourcebooks of the TTRPGs is what gave us 2077, and they as well provide us with official and canon predecessors. If you're interested in the vast lore these sourcebooks provide, I suggest subscribing to my channel and checking out my analysis content to learn everything from the inaccuracies of Silverhand's memories to even official Cyberpunk story narrations. Now let's get on to the video. The first reference I will be showing today is one of huge importance. While many will see it as just a filler image on the shelf of the Afterlife bar, it is so much more than so. This image actually contains the members of a very important Edgerunner group. These Edgerunners are the main protagonists of the Black Dog story within the Cyberpunk Red core book, which as well consists of Trace Santiago, who is heavily rumored to be Rogue's and Santiago's son. The reason this holds so much importance is that not only does it provide proof of Red's canonicity within 2077 itself, it as well tells us that due to Black Dog being represented in 2077, Silverhand's memories are indeed inaccurate, and his body may very well not be buried at the trash yard at all. This is because within the Black Dog story, the Edgerunners are tasked to transport a mysterious new crate in the year of 2045. Unbeknownst to this group though, the new crate had its original guts removed decades beforehand, only to be replaced with a now cryogenically preserved body of Johnny Silverhand. This body is left off in the hands of a woman named Angel, who bears a shocking resemblance to the Alt Cunningham. Hopefully now, when you sit at the afterlife, you keep this at the back of your head. I have plenty more information on this group, story, and Silverhand on my channel, as well for any further investigation you may desire. The next we will be looking at may not hold nearly as much importance as the previous image, but it's cool nonetheless. We can find the image of Mike Pondsmith himself within 2077. This is during a Johnny Silverhand flashback in 2013, in which he awakes in Rogue's room. You can find it in a dimly lit corner desk. The image contains Pondsmith, Silverhand, and Rogue all hanging out together. It's nothing game-changing, but it's a nice nod from the game designers to the man who helped them all through it. And now, I swear, we are at the final photographic Easter egg within this video. Yet again, it may not be anything major, but it can be found in Judy's apartment where she does her workshopping in tech. Directly on the table, you'll find an image that may not pop out to you at first, but if you've read the Never Fade Away story in the Cyberpunk 2020 sourcebook that comes with every copy of 2077, then you might immediately recognize this rocker boy as the one and only Johnny Silverhand. That's right, this was the appearance of the iconic Silverhand before Keanu Reeves came on board to bring him to life. What do you think of his look compared to Keanu's? Would you have preferred it, or are you happy with what we have? Personally, I believe Keanu embodies the resilience and rebellious nature of Johnny Silverhand perfectly. Several of the shards found within Cyberpunk 2077 happen to reference the sourcebooks as well, even directly quoting from them. One of the most direct being the Cyberpunk 2020 rulebook. It contains several excerpts from Section 1 of the Cyberpunk 2020 core book and can be found on a table in the basement of the building on Revenge Street in Little China, Watson, during the gig The Heisenberg Principle. You can as well find multiple shards written by the famous solo Morgan Blackhand, first of which being the Solo's Manual, which contains the introduction of his book on what it takes to be a solo. One location of this shard is the roof of Misty's Esoterica, a symbolic location of V's path to becoming the ultimate solo, and can be found as well at the All Foods plant. The last Morgan Blackhand and sourcebook reference shard is named Morgan Blackhand Street Iron. It details the reliability of classic firearms and the Liberty pistol Morgan Blackhand swears by. It can be found in the Second Amendment, located inside Mega Building H10, but can only be obtained during Shoot to Thrill. Now, this specific reference isn't exactly a place or scenario. Rather, it's an animal. This reference comes in the form of the cat Nibbles that you can find and adopt within 2077. What makes this cat unique compared to the cat Mr. Brightman that we can find outside of Vic's clinic from time to time is its connection to the legendary netrunner Rache Bartmoss. Yep, that's correct. V's cat, Nibbles, has an obscure connection to the mastermind behind the data crash. This reasoning actually comes from Mike Pondsmith himself, who stated on his official Reddit account, "Word of God, that's not Nibbles in 2013. It's actually Rache Bartmoss's cat, Deathwish. The two cats look so similar because Deathwish is actually Nibbles' great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather." End quote. I guess nothing ever truly is just as it seems within Night City. You might remember a goofy, clownish character from your time playing in 2077. This character obviously being Ozob from Send in the Clowns and Beat on the Brat. What you may not know though, is that Ozob is a character originally created in the 1990s for the Cyberpunk TTRPG from a Brazilian blog that was featured on 3 Cyberpunk RPG special episodes of Nerdcast, which was the website's popular podcast. His inclusion in 2077 is clearly a way to show support toward the creation of famous characters within the longtime Cyberpunk community. If V does, however, end up killing him in their illegal fight in Pacifica, his marking at the Columbarium will read, "We live in a society." I think that speaks for itself. Moving on to the final sourcebook and tabletop reference for today's video, we land ourselves yet again in the Columbarium. This time though, we are looking at a name that might not ring a bell for those of us unfamiliar to the sourcebooks. This memorial marks the name Robert John Linder and reads, "Son of a bitch who never gave up, a legend among legends." This is actually Johnny Silverhand's birth name. He had only changed it after losing his arm in the military, roaming his signature silver arm cybernetic, and moving to Night City. His name is even found next to all Cunningham's. It's a subtle, yet respected nod to the man Johnny was before becoming a legend, and who he was after. Let me know what you thought about the references to the Cyberpunk sourcebooks contained within this video. Do you appreciate and enjoy subtle nods toward predecessors such as these and look out for them? Or do you just focus on what's at hand? Do you have any other hidden references to add? Let me know down below. Don't forget to subscribe if you're a fan of Cyberpunk and its expansive lore, as well as theories, analysis, and gameplay pertaining to the series. Hope you enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing what you have to say. Have a great day, Choom. Hey Choom, thanks for watching the whole video. If you enjoyed and want to keep up to date on Cyberpunk 2077 lore, discoveries, and additional content, subscribe to my channel on screen. If you've been watching and would like to support my content further, I now have channel memberships for as low as $1 a month. It can get you access to the emoticons and icons on screen, member polls, comment priority, as well as your name at the end of all my videos. But overall, my channel and I will remain as it has been. Have a great day.